Hello and welcome to episode 17 of Momentous Doge, Witness Failure, wherein I witness failure. So this is a not safe for work episode, obviously. I tend to swear. Fair warning, you know, that's how it goes. However, while it may be explicit, it is not paywalled, because I'm not scum. It's a hobby, and I do not believe in making money off hobbies, because reasons, ethics, things. Another thing I don't believe in is playing the same thing for more than 2 games in a row, because I'm a sadist. So yeah, this week I am playing Alchemists, and this is literally the first game I've ever played Alchemists. We haven't seen them in a while, so I thought I'd bust them out, borrowed Dave's. I have no idea what I'm doing here, so obviously receiving is best. The most decisions game, loving it. I've taken the usual 2 AoE throwers, Smoke and VCAT. I took Vitriol, and that's going to turn out to not be great. Here I am demonstrating to Nick exactly how you can get as many of the over-the-line kicks as you want. A lot of people like to call these risky kicks. It's more, in my opinion, how risky do you want to be kicks. So Nick takes a pretty good one here. I've set my guys down, and he's done basically the best kick I can think of. That's pretty good for him. I will just punt it back and give him an even greater value by misallocating terribly, because I haven't thought about playing this game before I showed up to the table and played this game. So I don't actually know what I'm doing at this point. I don't know how many influence to give each player. For instance, I've given Mercury 3 maybe? Yeah, it's just not good. The influence allocation here is not good. I haven't given Vitriol actually any influence at all, which is going to turn out to fuck me later as well. What I am doing here is measuring Mercury picking up the ball with a run. And see here, I need to make sure that ball is ideally not accessible to Aloy after Mercury goes. So I can't really put it on Smoke or Flask here. Aloy will just strip it. He'll just take Reach for Smoke or Anatomical for Flask. So I kick it to space, and in a position where I think like 80% of the scatters are pretty good for me. It goes behind my line. I'm not too fussed about that, because I'll just cheat. That's fine. Here, we're thinking about walking calculus up. We've here gone for a Hearth activation with some plus stuff. I don't think that was strictly necessary. I'm pretty sure Hearth was within 6 of Aloy already. And we did, from Nick, walk straight into the double AoE thing here. Because I'm a savage cheater here, I've now forgotten that the ball is behind my line. And I'll just take some momentum with Smoke. Because why not? Lamers. So what we've done with that momentum is bonus time to blind onto Aloy and stuck it. So that is basically me out of the woods. No problems now. This stretch of activations here from Nyx is just puzzling to me. I don't really understand why you would go with Ferrite and drag Iron up at that point. It's not like the end of the world, but it's fine. Vitriol's gone here. I've realised that I have not given her any influence to kick dodge anyone or actually score a goal, so she's fucking useless. And that's fine. You know, just live with it. It's all G. So here I am like, oh yeah, what bit of savage cheating going on. Flask is going to pick that ball up from the back and drop it. 2 guys and Catalyst body blocking the ball, so I feel reasonably confident that a blinded Aloy is not taking that ball off me. That smoke cloud's there to represent Flask having dumped the AoE. He's got the widget out to measure VetCat, and he's going to walk up, he's going to Dirty Knives my 2 dudes, and then forget the Dirty Knives triggers Back to the Shadows, that's what it's called. Back to the Shadows. Triggers Back to the Shadows and not move. And that is a terrible fucking idea. Because that cat goes. And yeah. That cat's pretty sweet, eh? So the charge does a reasonable amount here. And by reasonable amount, I mean a beating. So Aloy already having taken 2 from the Noxious Blast, I think it's called. No, the AoE from Catalyst, whatever. Smashes. I decide to bonus time this, I believe, and then Witness me. And that's Aloy dead, and 4 to 2. So that's pretty good. I got a first turn Witness me. Thanks, Nick. So yeah, that's just a little bit of a compounded error there. Not going with Aloy and trying to get the double dodge and acrobatics right after Mercury's gone. I think that was the appropriate time to pull the chain. You don't even you can take from Hearth the reach or anatomical there to give yourself some more probability of the double dodge. That's the play I would have gone with. You're just as dead to Vet Cat, I think, especially because you're probably not going to trigger any damage. You can use all your influence on a goal run, but there's a bit of a higher payoff there here. So yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, I've forgotten to give out any influence to kick dodge smoke. I might not be able to score this turn. I'm feeling like scoring this turn because I want to lock it up for a Vet Cat coming back next turn. So I don't have to score or use activations to hide the ball. I feel like I can give him that ball back. I'll be on 8-2, and I don't care at that point if he scores. If he gives me the ball back, I just put it in and win the game. Also, I have Knee Slider. So it turns out Smoke can go that far. Smoke can go quite a distance with a large number of influence. So we just take that goal. I'm well ahead, and I feel like not knowing how to play Alchemists and playing a bunch of squishy dudes and Vet Cat, who has a high fail cost, I want to lock this game up as quickly as possible. I know the de rigueur plan is to Vince Alchemists and just grind that game out, but if you got it, take it, right? You don't have to play Smoke that way. And indeed, if your opponent sort of expects you to do that and then trips into the rest by being hyper-aggressive, take the rest of the plans, man. Why not? So yeah, I've knee-slided back to this box. Nick's kicked out to Ferrite and Iron up there. And here, Bolt is going. Doing a Shumerang thing. Shooting Catalyst and... shooting Calculus and knocking Smoke down. This is pretty annoying for me. I really wanted, later in the turns, that Smoke being knocked down and people starting to get knocked down by Shumerang, going to start to show how annoying it is. But yeah, the worst things could happen. So we've clouded some poison and stuff at the end of the turn, I believe. So Vet Cat comes back on the corner here, living the dream. I get to go first because I was up 2, I believe. So yeah, allocate some influence. I've put 3 on Vitriol here, which is me slightly overcorrecting for my under-allocation to Vitriol last turn. And that is not a smart decision, to be honest. That influence is probably going to show up a little later and bone me. So, Nick chucks out his influence. Almost forgot to allocate this turn, I believe. Sort of saw Vet Cat come on and be like, oh, nuts. That's, yeah, it's going to be me, innit? But no, Nick, no, it's not going to be you. Because Vet Cat charges and whiffs spectacularly. Getting net 1 success on Bolt, even without a defensive stance. So, Rather be lucky than good, right? So this puts Nick back in the game. After that, Vetcat is very low odds to kill Bolt here. We make a go of it, take a couple of swings, and end up just bonus timing them, fishing for extra damage. And it's, fail case. You take what you can get. I'm on 8-2 here. So getting 2 kills or a goal are fine. At this point, Bolt is on like 3 left or something. So, and Aloy has just come back on the end. So I feel like we'll be able to stitch something up here. Even though this is like my nightmare. So Bolt goes here. He Shumerangs Catalyst and knocks down Vitriol. This is a bit of a... yeah, this is less than ideal. Bolt spends his influence to make some momentum off Vitriol and walks back. This is perfectly fine play. Nick does forget to heal Bolt here, though. That's not great. Especially because it means that I have more open plays. I've also fucked up Mercury's influence allocation here. I've given him 3, not 4, which is not enough to run, kick, and fire blast, or do anything of note. Unfortunately, because he's not unable to walk to within 4 of smoke. Life is good, isn't it? Life is good. Here I just go into the tank, sort of like, what am I doing here? What's going on? I really don't... At this point, I'm sort of trapped in this, like, I don't want to... I have no momentum, because I didn't kill Bolt, and I don't want to just give him that ball, because even if I kick it back out, Smoke's on the floor. Oh no, what am I doing? Sadly, it doesn't actually matter. I've also not given 3 to Calculus, so I can't blind someone and not just blast, which is terrible. Yeah. So, what's going on here is Calculus goes up, gets the ball and blinds Iron. I'm doing my best to minimize the amount of useful influence Nick is getting this game. And I'm sitting on the ball as a 4-1, outside of the melee of both of them. So Hearth walks in here with some influence, tackles the ball, and does some smashing. This is fine. Nothing too bad. I expected to lose that ball, I just didn't want him to score straight away. The blind on Iron means that scoring that goal is ropey. Iron is quite slow, and only has a 6-inch kick. So, that pretty much guaranteed blind is a solid play. Definitely quite likely to give me the outcome I'm looking for. So yeah, here he just walks the ball away with Iron. With the kick dodge on Iron. Mercury goes in, does some shenanigans, fires Iron, does some damage, getting the momentum from Smoke, and breaks the close control. So, this is, I believe, it's not a great look for me so far. The ball is, air quotes, dead on Iron, up the front of the table, especially when Nick is electing to activate now. He's not going to go for that goal. He's just going to kick the ball out. He's correctly realizing that if I get it back, he pretty much loses. So he needs to go deep-ish into this game. I've got a momentum now, though, so, the will is not lost. Everything might be okay. I don't think that this was a great bit for me. Him getting to go with Ferris here is average at best. He gets to semi-lockdown smoke. It just means I have to smoke, which is not the worst thing in the world. But yeah, could be better. Could be better. I really need to pull the chain now, but I'm sort of waffling about it. This idea I have here where Vitriol goes and uses her influence is terrible. I should have just pulled the chain on the plan you're going to see in a minute earlier. There was no reason for me to wait here, I think. It's not super important. We push dodge Ferris away from smoke, but it's not like this isn't really achieving anything. I've gone from 1 momentum to 2 momentum, and Aloy sort of runs away from where he was. This is going to prove to be a terrible thing, because now, when I do my fancy pants moves, here's me checking smoke placement and then feet placement. Smoke standing up, smoking, dodging, feeting onto Aloy here, and Bolt. This should kill Bolt, because we've got activations from Nick, forgetting to heal, forgetting Bolt is on 3, and probably because, unfamiliarity with Alchemists, not remembering that, oh, smoke has a feat. Yeah, okay. Not remembering smoke has a feat. Yeah. Okay, so we've charged Aloy here. We missed him. We got a damage, I believe. He was on 6. That puts him down to 2. If we don't clear the conditions here, like if Nick forgets to clear the conditions, Aloy dies. But he just goes and heals Aloy, which is fine. We can only hope for so many bad plays from an opponent. So yeah. At this point, I'm like, okay, I'm on 10, you're on 2. This game is reasonably close to mine. The ball is miles away. I may as well sort of combat smoke. So smoke needs to do 4 damage here with 6 influence. The problem is I forget that he has an influence, and I walk into Aloy, and he counterattack dodges into the box, meaning that smoke is now very unlikely to actually do anything. So we have not achieved our fillet impression here. That's pretty bad. But we are still sort of in control of this game. It's not like 10 to 2 is super easy to pull back. We're almost on clock parity as well, which is a bit of a miracle for me, actually. Aloy runs away here, which is, that's fine. Can't really expect anything different. Ferrite and the rest of the team have been sort of getting poisoned for a couple of turns, though, so I'll just look to pick up some points in a different way. We've achieved nothing, effectively, with that first activation, though, because we're a bit of a muppet. So, Nick's counterplay here is proving quite effective. This is sort of, I'd like to say, typical of Alchemists. You struggle to get that. If your plan isn't working A+, you struggle to get those last couple of points, and that's sort of what's happening here. What I've done is gone with Catalyst and tried to blind Iron again, and then hit Ferrite for stupid names. Everything starts with a fucking F. Hit Ferrite for a push, and we get that push. It's a bit counterintuitive that all the Alchemist playbooks have pushes instead of dodges, but sometimes it comes in handy, to be honest. So here I am widgeting out Mercury, staying outside of Iron and inside of Ferrite, and that's the thing that I can do. So Mercury with his influence goes in there, and he's looking for some hits midway into the playbook. If we can get up the top there, That's good. He's got a double push at the top, actually, which is nice. So he just hits and pushes Ferrite. This is pretty telegraphed what's going on here, though, so, you know. Herder. Ferrite has activated, though, so it's not like... It's not like Nick can do a lot about it. He'd need to go get that ball and kick dodge it back. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. He has some good counterplay coming up, which is not the best for me, but, you know, that's it is what it is. So here he correctly assesses what's going on. I'm looking to avenge my failure, and he puts Ferris in the way of that cat. So I have a couple of options here. What I'm going to do is get the maximum crowds on Ferris, because she's not on the box. And I'm going to try and disengage Vetcat, do a terrible bear impression. So Vetcat is going to swing at Ferris. Once all of Nick's players are done doing dumb shit, Ferret Hearth comes in here and knocks down my players, kills Calculus here, goes up to 4, which is, you know, that's good. Gets the points. At this point, it's sort of looking like killing that ball was not a correct play from Nick, but I still think it was. He just needed to get a bit more work going in the punching game, and probably save Bolt, to be honest. That was just not ideal. Here's me measuring, seeing that I can get one double push and disengage. So I hit, get the double push, take the free charge, and get into Ferrite. No problem. Don't leave Ferris's meter range. And there we go. That's fine. Hit Ferrite. Instead of doing the dumb witness me stuff, we just start bonus timing. And we only need 2 points to win this game. You know, showmanship be damned. I would like to actually win this game. It'd be a bit of a ridiculous loss. So, yeah. Apologies for the terrible play.